Hey everyone, welcome to our first sci-fi movie of the year review. And I can tell just from the start of this year, I already hate 2019. What the fuck am I watching? Oh yeah, Replicants. Replicants is a story about a person by the name of William Foster, or if you want to call him Bill, played by Keanu Reeves, who is trying to figure out how to get consciousness from dead bodies into inanimate objects. And while his projects keep failing, he's trying to figure out what he's missing. He tries to go away, and this isn't a spoiler, this is in the trailer. He tries to go away on a weekend, and his kids and his wife happen to die. So he figures, oh, that project that I'm doing that's failing spectacularly, let me use my family as guinea pigs. So yeah, he does that. And with the help of his buddy Ed, played by Thomas Middleditch, I think it is, he tries to clone bodies and tries to figure out how to bring his family's consciousness into the new bodies. And this movie's fucking insanely bad. Holy cow. First of all, this movie, between the first, second, and third act, feels like two movie scripts that were smashed together. It's also kind of weird because I think many people have said it. This feels like a movie that was supposed to be made in the 90s. Between the sci-fi heaviness of it, without actually thinking through the sci-fi, and the third act, which becomes a thriller and a runaway film, this feels like something that should have been made about 20 some odd years ago. And starring someone from the 90s, hence why Keanu Reeves is in this movie. This movie has tonal issues all over the place. Because while they're trying to figure out, by the way, Keanu Reeves' character is named William Foster. His friend in this movie is called Ed. William is also translated into Bill. And if you take Ed and put a T in front of it, you have Bill, and you figure it out for yourself after that. I can only spot you so many letters. And it's strange because once we get the jumping off point of the movie, and for the bulk of the movie, it feels like a buddy comedy. Because they're switching places at work. They're having these moments of revelation with each other. And it's like, but they're doing it in what's supposed to be a dramatic fashion. So it feels really out of place. And that's a lot of this movie, especially when they get to the third act, where characters just seem to fucking know shit for no reason, and everything works. There's a villain in this movie that is very obvious right from the start of the movie that, yeah, that person's gonna be the villain. And he ends up being the villain, and he's just a villain because of money. And this movie's strangely also boring. While they're trying to figure out how to get one thing to the next, and they're trying to move three different steps basically. Trying to bring back the family, trying to figure out how to put their consciousness into them, and then try to figure out how it's all gonna work without them knowing anything. And it's really weird. And then there's this whole corporation dynamic that gets thrown in there very much at the beginning, but like it gets pushed back for the buddy comedy stuff. This movie has tonal issues, has script issues. I almost dare say it has acting issues. Well, I think everyone's more or less kind of fine. It's just they're dealing with a shitty script. there are parts where Keanu Reeves is not meant to play a serious part or a dramatic serious part for the most. He can pull it off at times, but this movie, there are moments where he has to have jubilation, where it feels like he's acting like Ted from the Bill and Ted Adventures movies. So it's kind of very weird, and then his friend Ed is like all over the place. There are moments where he'll come in with realization where it's like, did you just forget what you did a couple minutes ago? There's a very arbitrary choice at the very beginning of the movie, and Keanu Reeves' character has to make a difficult decision. But by the end of the movie, you find out that his difficult decision is not that difficult to begin with. So it's like, what was the point of the drama in that? The special effects, I'm not gonna lie, I like the special effects when he puts on the helmets and he does the consciousness, just because it reminds me of Johnny Mnemonic, another movie he did, and I like that movie. I mean, it's not a good movie, but it's really a fun movie, and that special effect, I thought that special effect in this movie looked really good. It looked really cool. Whether it's practical or not, that's a different discussion for Cinema Sins, but it looked good. As far as the robot, that's a different story. At times it almost looked plausible, but most of the times it looked cheap. So it has that kind of thing about it. The ending is fucking ridiculous as hell. I kind of saw it coming though, but it still doesn't excuse how dumb and forced it felt. So this is one of those movies, there was really nothing to hang your hat on. It was either really ridiculous, really bad, or really over-contrived. I did get a good chuckle out of some of the parts, but once again, I don't think the movie wanted me to chuckle at some of this stuff. So, that's all I can say. At least not without spoiling more than I think I did. So, yeah, Replicants is not a good movie. I think I give it a 3. Probably won't be on the worst movies of the year list. God, I hope it's not. But it's also really dull and uninteresting at points, and really wrong-headed, where I can just look at it and go, well, I wasn't offended at it, but at the same time, I also didn't enjoy it. But at the same time, I did laugh at how stupid some of it was. So, it's one of those movies. If you're going to see Replicants, do you agree? Do you disagree with me? Apparently no one's going to see this movie. As of now, the box office is freaking blown for this movie. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hopefully we got better movies this weekend. So, that's all I have to say. Bye.